Hello there! Once again, this is Anton from Anton Obey, and once again I'm coming at you with another Masters of the Universe Revelations Ross clearance discount. This guy was $5.99 for Skelegod, which is just a really big Skeletor, I think, if I understand correctly. Yeah, it looks like it. Now, I've been able to pick up most of this series on clearance, and I don't know if the series wasn't that popular or the TV show wasn't good. I don't know. I've never seen any of it. Doesn't really matter to me. I just like a good figure. And I also cannot hardly ever bring myself to pay like full retail for stuff anymore. These action figures just aren't worth full retail. And so, you know, can I get this big crazy Skelegod figure for $6 brand new, or do I go buy some heavily reused, not very impressive Marvel Legends for $25 to $30? And it's pretty easy. If I just want a cool figure and I don't really care about the character, I have no problem shelling out $6 in this capacity. So it looks like we get some wickedly extra hands there. Look at those thumbs. That's crazy. We get some sort of energy effect. We get a Sword of Power, which looks too small for this character, but it does have paint on it, which is pretty impressive. And we'll see how hard he is to get out of this plastic prison that they've captured him in, Charles. A lot of that, I hate that noise, but it is what it is. This guy is a beast. Wowza. He is really a beast. We got a cloth goods cape that is... Ooh, it's got plastic on the cape. Nice. This thing is cool. Arms look a little thin at the elbows. But, I mean, this is a skeleton man, so... I don't know what all we can expect. I'm going to stand him here, because he's going to stand easily. I'm going to tip my camera just a little bit so we can get this guy better zeroed in on, because he is quite impressive. Now it looks like our hands are just gripping hands. That's our additional hands, and his thumbnails are so long, and so are his fingernails, that they do make an awkward holding hand. But he can hold his sword. I like these open claw hands. Those are quite impressive. All this molding is impressive. This thing looks really cool. Like, I can't stress how cool of a figure this is for $6. The giant horn head, you got extra crispy paints on everything. It looks really good. These shoulder pads seem to be mounted across the entire shoulder, so they're not real wonky. I see faces in them. Yeah, this guy's cool. For the sake of it, let's see if one of these hands can come off and see how hard it is. Oh, it's not hard at all. Not bad. Okay, and the gauntlet is free. The hand pops into the stub there, and then this is just wrist gauntlet, which might explain why that feels a little looser than I thought it should, because it's not actually attached. See if I can get that in there. That looked like that was quite easy. We'll see if he can hold his sword. Fingers move quite easily, and the sword doesn't look as small as I thought maybe it would. So that's cool. I think we'll leave that, and let's take a look at his articulation, which, man, there's a lot going on here, and it's hard to tell even what all I'm feeling. Looks like for the neck, we got a dumbbell peg, so you can tip forward, tip back, and look around quite a bit. The horns will get in the way of some of your articulation, as they would. And I always thought if you had a horn helmet like this, it'd be really easy for somebody to just grab it and break your neck. Maybe that's just me. You got massive ball joints up at the shoulder, upper bicep cuts, double jointed elbows. I already showed you kind of how that wrist snaps in, and the hands do have a hinge ball joint pivot there that rotates. He's got pretty substantial ab crunch that rotates, plus he's got a waist rotation. Up under here, we've got ball joints at the hip that kick out pretty far. This thing is loose and floating and soft, so it doesn't really get in the way too much. We have an upper thigh cut just just out of view there. Double jointed knees, which are a little bit stiff. Urgh. An upper calf rotation, well hidden behind this huge gauntlet boot thing. And then your ankles are kind of on the smaller side, but they seem like they're holding the figure. That can be a concern with really large figures. If they give you weak ankles, it can be a problem. I think the energy effect is hollow, so you can just slip that over a fist or whatever you want to use. I personally think I like the open claw hand better. Yeah, you get some pretty cool range here. Trying to get him to like look thoughtfully, reasonably. Yeah, so that's a good size figure. As for scale, this is just your typical Marvel Legends 6-inch scale. This is an Emma Frost. You can see how she compares in size. He's about an inch taller than her and massively thick. This being like a figure that cost me $26 and this being a figure that cost me $6. You can see why Hasbro has its issues in my book. Now this guy's big, awesome, and chunky. Lots of articulation, lots of extra like accessory pieces built onto him. And he's just a big, impressive figure. Of course, with a name like Skelegod, you should probably be that impressive, and that's what he is. So would I recommend this figure? Well, for the original price of 20 bucks, if you were into the character, yeah, I would definitely recommend it. If you are not into the series or into He-Man at all, and you can get it for $6, I'm still gonna recommend it because this is an awesome figure to have, especially at the price point. He's just gonna look cool. He's got a lot going on for him. He's already feels like he's gonna be fun to pose and mess with, and he's gonna add a certain dark element, 80s album cover feature to my shelf. That and the fact that it's Skeletor. I mean, who doesn't love Skeletor? Anyway, for me, this is an easy recommendation and one that I would highly recommend, especially if you can find it on clearance at Ross. It's one to have. Anyway, that's my review of this figure. Thank you so much for watching. That's my story, and I will catch you guys later. Bye.